Hey guys, how the hell are you? And welcome to a new iFAQ video. This is iFAQ number 13. And, you know, just kind of having a day today, you know, it's just not really feeling it for any reason whatsoever. So, you know what? Let's do an iFAQ video. Let's film it today. Who knows, maybe being a complete raging narcissist for the next 20 minutes might actually make me feel better. So, first question. Hey dude, really cool top. I can only assume he means whatever shirt I was wearing in that video. What do you think about Ulcerate? So, I dig Ulcerate. I really like them. They're not something I can listen to all the time though. For those of you guys that are unfamiliar, they're this really awesome, dissonant, blackened death metal group. A little techie, pretty intricate stuff. It's definitely something I have to be in the right mood for. I have to be in the right just kind of mindset, and you know, it's not something that I'm going to reach for all the time. But when I am in the mood for it, when I'm just feeling like kind of intense and brooding and I want to hear something like that, that is honestly an incredible fucking listen. I load the bridge on all my guitars with a Seymour Duncan TB6 Distortion as well as the SH6 for my hardtails. Have you ever checked out the Seymour Duncan TB6? I'm not trying to sell them to you, I just want to know what you think. As for me, the TB6 is my absolute favorite. Dude, I love the Duncan Distortion. I think it's a killer fucking pickup. My one qualm about them is that they have such a unique character to them that they don't always work for my playing and in every single guitar that I put them in. Some instruments they do really well, some instruments they kind of ruin any character that the guitar already had. That's not to say it's a bad pickup at all, because when you find the right instrument that pickup can go into, it is fucking magic, and it will literally pull your entire rig together. The amp, the speaker, the pedals, the cables, the instrument that you're using, and that pickup is just kind of the glue that brings it all together. And, you know, I find that it works really great in mahogany-bodied instruments, and when I'm using it for stuff that's, you know, a little bit more raw, a little bit grittier. When I need something that's more articulate and more just kind of smoothed out, it's not necessarily the best thing for that. But, dude, man, throw it in a mahogany-bodied, mahogany neck instrument, and to me, it sounds massively aggressive. I love that pickup. Hey Arnold, love the videos. What are your favorite Brazilian metal bands? So this is harkening back to a recent video where someone asked about why I have a Brazilian flag. And to kind of go back to that question, it's because my wife is from Brazil, and as a result, I've visited Brazil several times. I've come to really, really love Brazil, Brazilian culture, and of course, yes, I do love Brazilian metal. Now, I like all the old mainstays that everyone would mention, you know, old school Sepultura, Angra, Christian. I like Christian a lot, but not every album. Some albums grab me a lot, some albums not so much. There's a ton of other stuff that I really, really like. I like Project 46. Hey, Vinny. I think that they have a really kick-ass, groovy thrash metal sound that is fucking killer. I like Soul Spell, which for those of you guys that like Arjen Anthony Lucason's stuff, or you like Avantasia, Soul Spell is kind of a Brazilian equivalent. Lots of kick-ass Brazilian metal musicians getting together and doing kind of a Brazilian metal opera. It's fucking awesome stuff. Staying with the power metal for a minute, I really, really love Hybria. I think that they've got some super catchy stuff. On the thrash side, I really like Nervosa, even though they've just gone through some lineup changes, but I really like their approach to kind of destruction style thrash metal. It sounds really cool. I'm kind of anxious to see what Fernanda does with her new band Crypta. I also, speaking of awesome Brazilian thrash, I love Corzus. That album they did, Discipline of Hate, was fucking massive sounding. Awesome riffage on that record. Let's see, what else? On the extreme metal side, lately I've been really into a band called Murder Rape. which is from Brazil, and just some fucking incredible black metal stuff. Gosh, what else? Oh, Dr. Sin is a fantastic band. Their guitar player, Eduardne, really a killer guitar player. If you guys out there like Nuno Betancourt style stuff, which I know a lot of you do, you might want to check out Dr. Sin, because a lot of their stuff kind of is this interesting dichotomy of like Nuno Betancourt style pop guitar histrionics meets like a band that's trying to sound really thrashy from time to time. And it's just kind of cool to see those two mindsets kind of duking it out a little bit, and it leads to some really interesting records. I love Hanger. Hanger is a fantastic band that is Achilles Priester's main band for the past however long. They have an album called The Reason of Your Conviction. Perfect fucking record. Straight on through. Absolutely killer record. No filler songs on there whatsoever. And I just mentioned that record, but also Dr. Sin. The singer from The Reason of Your Conviction album, Nando Fernandez, who I think is honestly one of the best metal vocalists alive, and no one ever talks about him, no one knows about him. He is so fucking good. He's got a new band with Eduardne from Dr. Sin, and also Luis, one of the original members of Angra, and it is this killer band called Sinistra, which is kind of a really cool, interesting take on that doomy, kind of epic, DOE kind of stuff. Like, he just fucking Ronnie James all over the place on that recording, and it's so fucking good. I really want that band to get picked up by a solid metal label like AFM or something, and to finally get their stuff onto Spotify, because, oh my god, so good. So fucking good. And besides them, probably one of my favorite metal albums of all time is Inner Monster Out by the band Shadowside. God damn, such a great album. That band kind of started off more power metal than anything else, and these days they're definitely just kind of a really kick-ass solid melodic metal band, but really fucking heavy, killer stuff. I fucking love that record. I love that band too. Hey Arnold, I don't know if this is an iFAQ, but would you ever consider doing guitar-based tone reviews? Maybe something similar to mix reviews, and discuss the validity of amp sims and the comparisons to the real thing. So definitely a multi-layered question there. First of all, I would definitely love to discuss the comparisons of an amp sim versus the real amp it's based on. But a lot of those real amps are usually priced outside of my price range, to be honest with you. I would love to be able to get a Fortin Cali in here or a Fortin Meshuggah and kind of A-B it up against the amp sim it's based on. And I definitely still want to add a Dover DA50 to my lineup, and I would love to A-B that with the ML Sound Super Duper plugin that just came out. But, you know, time will tell and money will tell. As far as the validity of amp sims, I think that these days amp sims are absolutely fucking killer and definitely well worth the money. But shop around, make sure you're getting something really good, because some of the stuff out there is incredible, some of the stuff still not so much. You know, I love the stuff that Neural DSP is coming out. I would like to get my hands on some of the ML Sound stuff and check that out firsthand. I definitely liked the Audiority stuff despite how inexpensive it was. What I didn't like was the Positive Grid stuff. But I know a lot of other people do dig it. So shop around, see what you like, see what's going to suit your needs. But then to answer your bigger question, would I ever consider doing tone reviews or mix reviews? The answer is no, and the reasoning behind that decision is because I don't consider myself to be a qualified mix engineer by any fucking stretch. Literally everything I've learned has been through trial and error, hitting up my buddies who actually know what they're doing. Hi Nick, please, if you need anything mixed or mastered, hit up Nick from Fang Studios in San Mateo. Or from just reading the occasional article or book here or there to try to glean some sort of information. And I can half-ass it for my own stuff, but I am not really a qualified person to be doing a mix review, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Hi Arnold, greetings from South Florida, love your videos. Would you rather buy a standard spec guitar and then customize the specs, pickups, bridge, tuners to your liking, or buy a guitar that always brings the specs you like? So, I'm not opposed to modding instruments. I definitely have modded instruments in the past. I've got my BC Rich Warlock, for example. Man, I got that thing. That Floyd had to be totally upgraded, and those Rockfield pickups had to fucking go. But, you know, that was more of a necessity thing, and because I didn't really want to get rid of that once I actually got a hold of it. So that was something where I modded an instrument I don't see myself ever getting rid of. But if it's something that I could picture myself actually getting rid of at a later time, I don't really want to mod it at all. Like, I would like to leave it as bone stock as possible. Now, because of that, I would always rather buy an instrument that has the specs that I want, so that way I'm just super excited. Oh, here, it's arrived. Let me just start jamming on it right away, and let me get inspired by this thing right away without instantly going, okay, what do I have to fix on this? What do I have to change on this? Your videos are amazing, Arnold. Here is a question for an iFAQ. My band has been together for about 5 years, and most of the songs are written by me. However, my bassist and second guitarist left the band, and we didn't even manage to finish the album, but my ex-members try to use these songs for their new project. What is the best thing to do with this situation in your opinion? Okay, so this is interesting. I actually have experience with this exact situation, but I handled it probably a way that no one else would tell you to handle it. Probably the best advice I can give is, if it's something that they are going to obviously look to profit off of, I would probably hire a lawyer and issue some sort of cease and desist. As long as you have some sort of proof of ownership of the songwriting. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of that, so I can't necessarily comment on what is going to be your best course of action. What I will tell you is that I had a situation happen just like that. I was a member of a band which shall remain nameless. That said band went through a bunch of lineup changes at one point, and basically just kind of changed their name into this other shittier band. And the reason why I'm talking down is because that whole project only existed to be some bullshit fourth-rate Slipknot ripoff band that was a backing project for the dumbass fucking singer who sees himself as this sort of scene figurehead. It was the kind of thing where once this new band came off the ground, first of all, they tried to use a band name that had been taken for many, many, many years by a really famous band. You would think a little teeny tiny bit of research they would have figured that out. Whatever, but I digress. Anyways, they changed their name to something that was legal, and like, if you go to their Spotify, you'll see that they've got a few records that have been put out that have a ton of songs from the original band that they are still performing, even though it's just the fucking singer, including a song that I basically pretty much fucking wrote the whole thing. Now, my way of handling it is I just said, hey, fuck this, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna join a much better band that I'm really a lot happier to be in. We're gonna go on fucking tour, unlike what you wanna do, motherfucker. And we're actually, going to be popular. We're going to play shows in front of hundreds and thousands of people, and we're gonna do the fucking thing for real instead of just trying to make a name for yourself in this hometown scene that you seem to be so proud of. It is what it is. Life kind of came into play here, and he's still kicking around, and I'm still doing my thing right here. So I would say that it kind of all worked out in the end. I don't really feel nostalgic for that music at all, so I'm very, very happy to just kind of write it off and be like, hey, you know what, take that fucking song and just keep on digging your own fucking hole, man. So, yeah, I guess my shitty advice would be, just write even more kick-ass music for yourself and for whatever your new endeavor is, and fuck those guys. Hey Arnold, I have an iFAQ. Is it worth having two of the same kind of amp? I recently acquired a 5150 Stealth, but already had a 5153 606. Should I ditch the older amp? So, it's tough to say because I can... I already know that I've got a ton of friends that like to collect several different high-gain heads that all serve a certain purpose for them. Some of them sound rather similar. Some of them, many of them by the same manufacturers. And, more power to them. If they feel that there is a reason to own each one of those amps, and if you feel that there's a reason to continue owning that older amp that you've got, then by all means, man, fucking have at it and enjoy your amp. Myself, personally, I would much rather have amps that all have a little bit different tonality to them, so that way, I can kind of plug into my Marshall and feel like some sort of inspiration to do one thing. Plug into my high watt, get a different sort of inspiration. Plug into the PV Ultra that I just acquired and feel some other sort of inspiration. Plug into my KSR series and feel like the really extreme sort of inspiration. It's, I just would much rather have more variety, although still all high gain stuff. But, man, you do you. If both of those amps sound slightly distinct enough to the point where you can say to yourself, hey, I need to hang on to this other one just as much as I need to hang on to this newer one, then fucking by all means and enjoy. Hey Arnold, I see a lot of guitar channels doing builds. Would you ever consider building a metal-inspired instrument? Love your channel, thanks. So I have built a parts caster before. I'm going to assume that that's what you mean. I have built a couple of parts casters before actually, and to not really any sort of degree of success. It's definitely something where the one I had to take to Hugo Mermet when I was living in the Bay Area, and he fixed that fucking thing up to where it actually played good, and that's the instrument that I ended up building for the wife so that she can learn on from time to time. There's also the Maite Hobble caster, which is my parts caster that I built, the hot-rodded Strat with the reverse stock and the Floyd. And there's a few things that I fucked up on that instrument, and I need to get fixed on that instrument so that it will play right and so that it will play in tune. It sounds good, I just really, really wish it would stay in tune when I play it. And I don't know what I'm doing as a guitar builder, so I'm going to have to take it to a real tech, Dr. John probably down the road, to take a look at it and fix it up, because I totally don't know what I'm doing, and as a result I'm kind of steering away from building my own guitar kind of ever again, because I would just rather let a professional do it and do it fucking right. Good advice, Arnold. Now I just need advice on how to stay sober at the beginning of a 90-day no-fap alcohol vow. So, oh man, what a question. So, fuck, I don't know what to tell you, man. That's, okay, my opinion is that the meaning of life is whatever makes you happy, feel free to do it as long as it does not infringe on anyone else's happiness. If you are taking some sort of vow to not jack off and to stay away from the booze for 90 days, for some sort of health reason or anything like that, then by all fucking means, and, I'm proud of you and good luck. Otherwise, if it would make you happier to rub one out and to take a shot, then fucking do that too. Just do whatever makes you happy. And if you really need my advice on that, just try to distract yourself with fucking work as much as possible. Stay busy. Keep your hands busy doing something else. And now it's time for this week's And this week's Troll of the Week is from my Instagram account. where I posted something kind of interesting and funny and black metal related, and this asshat just decided to write, "And remember, if you listen to any non-European black metal band, you are a poser cuck." Oh really? But wait, he goes on. "Only looking at the nicknames of the members make me cringe. Sorry, dud, but black metal is strictly European. Americans can listen to it, but not make it." Oh, isn't that so adorable how the fucking black metal gatekeeper thinks he can dictate to us what to think, what to do, what to say, etc. Oh my god, it's adorable! So here's what I have to say about this. I say fuck any gatekeeper that is sitting there trying to dictate to us that we cannot play whatever music we want to play because of like any reason, really. I mean, it doesn't matter what your background is, where you're from, your country of origin, your upbringing, your state of mind, your belief system. Fuck, it doesn't matter your ethnicity. It doesn't matter fucking anything other than, do you like the goddamn music? And this goes for any type of music, not just the kick-ass black metal that we're talking about. Any type of music. If you want to fucking play it, don't let any of these gatekeeping motherfuckers keep you from playing it. Fuck that guy. Push him off to the side and keep moving forward. If you want to create some kick-ass fucking metal, then you kick ass and you make some goddamn metal, and fuck what that dude thinks. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was iFAQ number 13, and yeah, I do feel a hell of a lot better. Thanks. So anyways, lots more metal guitar oriented content to come. Please remember to click like, click that subscribe button. If you have a great question for a future video, drop it in the comments section. And remember, and this especially goes for the humorless motherfucker that was this week's Troll of the Week, take what you do seriously, but don't take yourself seriously, because now you look like an ass.